This is 14-year-old Mwai. 3 years ago, she was repeatedly defiled by her grandparents, aged 84, 59 and 54, who separately waylaid her as she came back from school and forced themselves on her. Each of the three men would separately waylay her and defile her, subjecting her to physical and emotional pain. She would not believe it that the men she trusted and called granddads were defilers. This, she says, went on for some time until her grandmother noted that something was not well about her.
She was an active girl. Everything changed when she was defiled. At the moment, she's not fine mentally. Of course, we can see change. When the incident happened, she could not walk upright. She was always vomiting and had constant diarrhea.
You can imagine the betrayal and emotional pain she felt. The ordeal left her with health issues. She often complained of stomach and back pains. Besides, she's stigmatized among her peers and no longer socializes with her fellow teens as she used to before. Her innocence and childhood was stolen. So concludes her grandmother. Mwai is no longer herself.
Her life is no longer the same. Mentally, she is unstable. Although she is still going to school, it is because she is still a child. But honestly, this is not how a normal child grows to adulthood. She transformed into someone else.
The three men were arrested and charged for their crimes, but were eventually given court bail. Mwai's issue is well known in TNJWA's area. Chair of Child Protection Committee in the area, Laston Mataka, says considering the gravity of the issue, they have been following it from 2022, but are frustrated that the case is going nowhere.
The court has been giving us dates for further hearing. However, it never materialized. We once had a case conference to map the way forward, but we did not succeed. At the moment, we are planning to have another one so that the case is concluded.
This man was among those in the forefront handling her case. He says they just heard that the suspects were released on bail, and up until now, the suspects are moving freely in the village. He says it is heartbreaking.
It becomes sad that whenever there is a case, then the case has been sent to court or whatsoever, the suspects have been released on bail, or the case is being defended by the lawyers. You see that the justice at the end is not being fulfilled, because we just see that the suspects are just loitering around the villages. So it becomes sad that the people do not see the consequences of committing such offences, how dangerous these cases are.
According to the chair, together with other stakeholders, they once held a case conference to ensure the case sees the light of the day, but there has been no progress. Public Relations Officer for Lilongwe Police, Hastings Chigalo, says as police, they did everything necessary, including arresting the three men. He says the suspects have been honoring their bail conditions until 2023. He says the police too is waiting for the date the suspects should appear before the court to answer their charges.
Last time to appear in court, these people was in the year 2023. So since then, the case hasn't yet come in court. So we are just waiting for the court to set another date for further hearing. In fact, it's the court that normally sets the dates for further hearing.
According to defilement statistics nationwide, the country has registered 700 defilement cases during the first half of 2024, 133 cases down compared to the first half of 2023. Mwai's case is but one of several existing cases that are yet to be concluded. With time, many end up forgotten or die silently, with just a few reaching their conclusive end. Social Welfare Officer Don Chinombo is not surprised by delays in getting Mwai's case done with. He says many cases face delays and are concluded in unclear circumstances.
Yeah, this affects us on our day work because even people, they are not able to report cases because they see that other cases, they are not in a normal way. So on that issue, they just keep those cases.
The country's court bail guidelines indicate that some of the principles which determine whether court bail should be given or not are nature and seriousness of the offence that accused is to be tried, if the accused is familiar with the identity of witnesses and evidence which they may bring against him or her, and likelihood that the accused will attempt to influence or intimidate witnesses to conceal or destroy evidence. All these are present in Mwai's case. One of the organizations that provide support to children who are defiled is Tikondane Care for Children. Social work coordinator at the organization, Bridget Chetama, has bemoaned the issue of delays in handling of defilement cases in the country. She says there is need for government and all stakeholders involved to hasten the processes and conclude the cases faster to avoid re-traumatizing victims to prolonged court appearances.
When this case is not finished yet, it means that the child will be appearing before court time and again. And this also makes the child to be re-traumatized. So to avoid those kind of incidences, I appeal to stakeholders and relevant authorities to take up that responsibility to make sure that cases of children do not delay, because children are very delicate, and if it is not taken in good time, it means that they stay with it for their lifetime.
National Coordinator for NGO Coalition on Child Rights, Henry Machemba, says it is unfortunate that despite having instruments, policies and structures on child protection, their rights continue to be violated. Machemba says there is need for the country to review some of the laws such as the Child Care Protection and Justice Act to ensure that cases are handled in the best interest of a child.
There's a need to review the law and maybe amend some of the provisions to make sure that for cases of defilement, the culprits should not be given bail anyhow. There should be valid reasons why they should be able to be given bail. But also, even when they have been given bail, it doesn't mean the case has been closed. The duty bearers, the responsible officers, the magistrates, the judges, and the prosecutors, and everyone who is handling the case, they should be mindful that the child has to get support and access justice as soon as they can.
In an effort to find out why Mwai's case is delaying, I visited the court registry, and it was revealed that the file for the case is indeed available, but the people who would give information as to why the case has dragged this long were not available. By the time of this broadcast, we were yet to hear from the courts the reason why the case, which happened over 3 years ago, has delayed that long. They say justice delayed is justice denied. For Mwai and her grandmother, it is exactly that, denied justice. In the meantime, Mwai will continue to endure the pain while the suspects loiter in the village till they prey on another minor and repeat the cycle. Mwai and several others who are in this state will nevertheless continue to wait upon the courts. Beatrice Mwape for Beyond the Headlines.